Welcome back, Talk family, and thank you so much for joining me on another episode of Talk the Talk. I'm your host, and my name is 𝐤𝐥𝐞𝐬, and joining me today is Canidene Ogle. She's the new car sales manager at Hyundai Fourways. Canidene is a passionate individual who loves motivating and encouraging her team to reach their goals. Now remember, she's come from an F&I position. She's very new as sales manager and she is killing it. Off air, she just told me we are on an upward spiral, and it's just so great to hear that another female is doing it. She strives to give all her customers the best service from the moment they set foot in the dealership, with a friendly smile and professionalism. As a woman of color in the motoring trade, she has faced some challenges, but she has learned to deal with it and to overcome it. So without further ado, let's welcome Canidene. And as always, this interview is proudly brought to you by 𝐬𝐸 Solutions, MFC, and Avo by Nedbank. Hello, Canidene.
Hi, Dave.
It's so nice to have you here. I came to visit you at your dealership. Now it's your turn to visit me. So thank you so much for coming through.
Awesome stuff. Thanks for welcoming us.
You're welcome. So, Canidene, tell us a little bit about your journey in the motoring trade.
All right. So I started all the way back in 2008 as a junior F&I. I started with an independent where I obviously went through the phase of learning under a senior F&I business manager. I worked in an independent company until 2012, where I was then strong enough to go out on my own, and I started working for 𝐵𝐻𝐻𝐻𝐻, which is one of the biggest F&I companies in South Africa. I started at a small motor dealership, Hyundai Edenvale specifically, and I worked there for a year, in which I then grew, and they then sent me to Witbank, and I looked after 3 different dealerships. So I looked at after Hyundai Witbank, Middelburg, as well as 𝐿𝐸, and that's where I picked up most of my experience. Obviously, dealing with different cultures, different clients. 𝐿𝐸 was the farm, more your farm, Buddha type client, and then the mining industry was also what I dealt with in Witbank and Middelburg. I was there up until 2015, and then I was ready to come back home to Joburg. I then opened up Hyundai Woodmead. It was actually brand new, the dealership. We started, and I was there for about a year, but I then asked for a bigger dealership because I felt like I had more to give, and that's when I moved into the Kia space. I then moved to Kia Roodepoort, and I was very successful there. In 2018, I actually received an award as one of the top F&Is in South Africa, medium business category, and I then further on continued in my career. I moved to an even bigger branch. They gave me a bigger opportunity at Kia Fourways, who I stuck through there for about 2 years. I did make the attempt to grow, and the company was aware that that I was looking at something bigger than just staying in a role as an F&I. And then when the opportunity arose as sales manager at Hyundai Fourways, I applied for the position, and I'm glad to say that they've given me the opportunity.
That's amazing. Congratulations. You deserve it. So, Canidene, we were at your dealership and we hosted on Valentine's Day, is that correct? Yes. We hosted a workshop. You witnessed firsthand the empowerment that women felt just to be recognized and be spoken to like they meant something. How do you feel about our platforms recognizing, educating, empowering women in the motoring trade?
I I think it's amazing. So just to give you a little bit of feedback, there was some women that actually came back and you know, they thanked us for having that for them on the day. You know, because of the fact that they actually felt like they meant something. You know, I'm talking about women from the wash bay as well. And also after listening to your story, there were some women that actually opened up to me as well, which is very important, you know, to have people as comfortable as that in the workspace.
Absolutely.
Because I mean, we spend most of our time there and we want to be able to help people in certain situations, and ultimately that will also allow them to be open and free and help them to grow in the industry as well.
Well, thank you for mentioning that, because that is just validation for me to continue the work that I'm doing. And you're right, there was a woman that came to me afterwards before I left and said to me, Dish, like, thank you so much, because this woman for the first time literally said, I was raped.
Sure.
And she told me this, and she said, going forward, I'm free.
Yes.
I'm free, and that's what it's all about. It's about empowering women through our experiences.
Correct.
And that's why you're here, and this platform is here so that you can talk about your journey in the motoring trade. Somebody might just pick up something that they did not think about and apply it to their career and their lives, and you know, just be better off than they currently are. So thank you very much. And what inspired you though to work in the motoring trade?
So I've always loved cars. So yeah, I always say I'm a little bit of a tomboy as much as I don't look it. I've always had an interest in cars and some adrenaline sports as well. So that's what initiated it. And like I said, I was obviously in the finance space, but I felt like I needed to be in the motor space, you know, where we actually in car sales and we get intricately involved in you know, the actual vehicles. So that's where it started. Yeah.
And what do you love most about representing your brand?
Well, obviously Hyundai is a great brand. You know, we're one of the safest. If you look at the brands in South Africa, we are rated one of the safest brands. We've got our 7-year warranty, so we've got, you know, we can guarantee that that is a vehicle that will last.
Can I just confirm something quickly? I usually don't do this, but is the 7-year warranty with Hyundai still there?
Yes, 7-year, 200,000 kilometer warranty, and that is how much faith we have in our product. You know, that it will even last you longer than that. But I mean, that is the manufacturer's guarantee that we will still repair.
I think it's the only brand that has a 7-year.
That is correct.
Wow.
Yes.
So what's your management style like?
So I believe in managing individually, because I believe that, you know, everybody is an individual. So I can't necessarily train you in the same way that I would need to train the next person. So it's important for me to build a relationship with my staff members so that I can identify, you know, who you are, what your weaknesses are, what your strengths are on a personal level or an individual level, and then I can obviously try and work on that and bring out the best in you, and also work on those weaknesses, because, you know, a lot of my what I've noticed is a lot of my sales executives are specifically excellent in one area, and they continuously succeed, but they only stay at that level. And I'm looking at bringing out the best and also allowing them to open themselves up to other opportunities so that we can take them from one level to the next.
I like that. One size doesn't fit all. So,
correct.
You know, it's important to treat them with the individual attention that they need to develop into. Okay, so how important, having said that, you deal with so many different people.
Yes.
And I think I'm sure there's times where you recognize that this person has an issue at home or they have a problem. How important is mental health in the workspace? It
is very important, because you know, that could determine success or the complete opposite.
Right.
And what is lovely about our company is that we do have a program that we've introduced, and the staff is available to access where they can speak to somebody in regards to that. Because I believe that if you are mentally okay, or at least if you are able to express what you're going through. It's almost like baggage that you're able to leave behind, and it will not then filter into your work environment.
Absolutely. It's so important. I mean, mental health is not something that we talked about now for ages. It's new. People are starting to recognize the importance of having a healthy state of mind.
Yes.
So it's so important that the workspace or the workplace, specifically yours, is catering for that. It's so important. What is the most unusual, discriminatory situation you have faced, and what was your response to it?
Okay.
If there's been one.
I don't know if it's unusual, because obviously, you know, things have changed now with us as women in the motor industry. But before, you know, it was almost like people would think you don't know what you're doing when they walk in. I mean, especially a male walking onto a showroom floor where they feel that they know what cars are, or they know more than what you know. And it's almost like that is discrimination on its own. And it's something that it's almost like a battle that you would need to fight in order to prove yourself firstly before you can actually get to the point where you are trying to sell maybe a vehicle to them. So that's been something that I've picked up. But like I said, it's slowly changing. I think, you know, South Africa is getting to a point where they are actually seeing that, you know, women are equally or should be equally treated as men. And we've also got, we can bring those things to the table. It doesn't mean because I'm wearing a dress that I have no idea what's happening under the hood of a vehicle.
Absolutely. So, equally as competent.
And in the past, you know, when I started, like I said, I've been in this industry for very long. You know, as a woman of color, it was, you know, in a management position, it was quite difficult, you know, with working with people that obviously were not used to having us in management. But I must say that that has obviously changed. If you look at the dealer space now, you know, there's many cultures, different cultures, and they're obviously open to exploring our different cultures and so forth. So that has definitely changed. So I wouldn't say currently, but previously there was a bit of, you know, I did feel that in the beginning.
Absolutely, but we have people watching us from very remote little towns, and they still face that discrimination because the diversity is not the same.
Correct.
So it's important that we educate and we allow them to, you know, be able to entertain the thought of being competent. They are competent. They should understand that they have to have confidence when dealing with a client or anybody else for that matter. And you talk about diversity in the workspace, but there's diversity in the purchases. That has changed.
Correct.
So, you know, it's important that we have the knowledge as well, and not just feel entitled.
Correct.
You know, we need to be knowledgeable about what we are doing at the dealer. Any words of advice for young women that want to join our trade?
All right, yes. So let me just tell you that the motor industry it's tough, right? But nothing is impossible. A lot of women may think that it's a man's world, but I sit here today and I'm evidence that it is indeed not a man's world. And I just believe that, you know, if you want something, put your mind to it, work hard at it, and make sure that, like you've said, you need to have the, you know, not just entitlement, but you need to have the knowledge and apply that, and you will definitely make it in this industry by doing such.
Absolutely. Having said that, I mean, education is the key that unlocks the golden door to freedom.
Yes.
So it is so important for us to educate ourselves. Canidene, thank you for everything you do for us, for having us at your dealership, for empowering us as a platform, and for spreading the word. Thank you very much for joining us as well. Viewers, we would like to thank you for your continued support and encourage you to like and share our content. Our non-profit companies, the Motoring Woman of the Year Awards, powered by MFC and 𝐤𝐤 by Nedbank, and the Talk Studios, sponsored by Seriti Solutions and 𝐤𝐤 by Nedbank, are platforms aimed at empowering, uplifting, and celebrating the women of motoring South Africa. We are not just telling stories, we are changing lives. If you are searching for a new or pre-owned vehicle, please visit www.auto.avo.africa. We have a wide range of vehicles on sale for you to choose from, and we only advertise on behalf of reliable and trustworthy MFC accredited dealerships. This car listing portal is user-friendly, and you can also find vehicle reviews, car maintenance tips, and automotive advice, all courtesy of Talk the Talk Studios. So ladies, you've heard it. The aim, we're talking a lot about education and about empowering yourself through knowledge. So I'd like to leave you with a quote saying that the aim of education is knowledge, not of facts, but of values. So it's important to have values as well, and to have attributes like a positive outlook. I mean, a positive outlook can help you overcome challenges. In life, it's important to have a positive mindset where you see challenges and obstacles as opportunities for growth and development. Be willing to take risks and explore new avenues in life. Embrace uncertainty and don't allow fear or doubt to paralyze you, and move forward with purpose and confidence. So nothing in life is a problem. Everything is a possibility. And with that, I would like to remind you that the question is not who's going to let me. It should always be who's going to stop me.